Good morning. We're at Anguispira Rock, thus named by a co-expeditioner, Mrs. Lori Schroeder, spouse of the cameraman. We've been here about 15 or 20 minutes. It's around 11 o'clock in the morning on the 16th of May, is that right?
17th.
17th? Okay, so we're up against a large limestone scarp, which has a lot of leaf litter at its base. And because of the limestone and the leaf litter, we're finding land mollusks, an example of which was just given me by Lori. This is a Mesompix globosus. We hope to find as many as 15 or 20 species of visible snails, and maybe nearly that many in the leaf litter sample that I take home with me for. Yeah, that's a live in the complex. May I put him in my live animal bin?
You can put my like
Yeah.
That's not...
But it's less so than the juvenile. What?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, good look. Yeah, good look. Wow.
Ooh.
The more we get of that, the more gloom and doom. It's now an hour and a half later, and we're all sort of sweaty and dirty after a very productive foray. In my hand is a container with a number of live snails, which will be used by the inimitable Bill Frank, our staff photographer, sometime in the next few days. We had a very good time. There are two rocks in particular. This one has been called Anguispira Rock, and a satellite to the southeast. And so that was our other substation. I've taken a number of soil samples. They're down the hill, and we'll go over those soil samples using standard methodology next week and the week after. It'll probably take many, many hours. But I think we have the raw material here for a substantial record in terms of the biodiversity. That's an Anguispira of a different color, Anguispira coci. It's named for Coca-Cola. That's Mesompix globosus, and Kentucky is a type locality. It was the most common live large snail in this station. Interestingly, similar shells, similar species is found in West Florida at the Florida Caverns State Park. Of course, we just observed them there. We didn't collect them because that's forbidden. This is a bunch of living snails, and among them is Mesodon zelatus, a slug, Phylomycus flexuolaris, Anguispira, the namesake snail. This is Triodopsis albolabris. You'll have to trust me, it doesn't have a tooth on the parietal wall, unlike the otherwise similar Mezzodon zelatus. Our textual material, and counting the species that have been found elsewhere in the county but not previously here, and we see that we've gotten the carnivorous snail Haplotrema concavum, which was a new one for the local list here. We got Anguispira cocci. We got Euchemotrema fraternum, remember I mentioned that? We got all the original 10 you collected in September, plus at least 3 in the macro division. Okay? And I suspect there'll be maybe 1 or 2 more macros that will reveal themselves in a few minutes. Just after leaving the rock, among them are Anguispira cocci, a new species for the rock.
I thought that was
Mezzodon zelatus. This is Anguispira alternata, the namesake species. A unidentified as yet ventridens, probably one of 2 species found there. Not uncommon member of the population. Inflectarius inflectus, and then 2 species of Triodopsis vulgatus and what we've been calling the visible range in September's account. September was basically to get dirt, and it was just bycatch. This is what I thought. This is what Lori thought you meant, and that is 16.
That is the cone.
That's the conoid thing. It's called Gastrocopta armifera.
Good job, Rob. I knew it.
So that's 16 is better than.
When you said 35 last night, you meant sight, within sight, right?
No, 35 is the total. And of that, slightly more than half are micros, and this cannot be seen. Okay. There were 3 little snails left. He'd ingested them all. And I retrieved them by cooking the big snail and eviscerating him. He swallowed them whole.
Burp them right.
Did he chew them up?
No.
I wanted you to see how open the umbilicus is on
Yeah. Notice the open umbilicus on this similar looking, but only remotely related Haplotrema concavum. This is very good.
Influence.
Everybody did very, very well.
That's my only reason.
Well,
I assure you that I didn't triumph over all of them. The poison.
This is the 4th or so catch we're going over. These are ones I found, and I didn't even know I'd found this one. This is Mezzodon thyroidus. As you can see, it's about 1 inch across and has an open umbilicus, unlike that, for instance, Mezzodon zelatus, which is covered. Here is a potentially 3rd species of ventridens, fully grown, larger and more dome-like. That's the ventridens, probably Ventridens collicilla. That requires a closer look. An intact specimen of Anguispira alternata. A juvenile, possibly of that species. I can tell under the microscope, but that's actually going to have a thick lip when it matures. And here, a juvenile Zolotrema. That's this thing as an adult. And the Somfix. Oh, there's thyroidus, 17.
Yeah.
It's umbilicate. All the other lookalikes are